the Hausa land. In Kano today, few tanneries struggle to operate at a capacity quite inadequate to feed the local leather industries, and this has no doubt stunted their growth, not only in Kano, but other parts of Nigeria. This is Majema local leather industry or traditional leather industry in Kofar Wambai area of the city of Kano. This place is believed to have existed for over 90 years. It is indeed a heaven for different categories of people, irrespective of their ages.
We grew up into the business of tanning, which we inherited from our forefathers. I think this place is over 80 years. And for how long have you been into this trade? I've been into this trade for approximately 50 years.
As you can see, all activities to do with leather processing is being carried out here.
I happen to see myself in this trade. My parents and their parents were also in the occupation. At least, I have spent over 15 years working here. I tanned a specific leather called tundra, a skin of python, just like this one. I also operate on skin of crocodile and goats, among many others.
In spite of the serious decline in its operations and profitability across the value chain, some business people in Kano still see prospect in leather business and are determined to stay in it.
So now we increase the capacity instead for 15,000 a day, we make it as 30,000 pieces. That's our capacity for right now. But we have the plan to increase more, to make it like 50 to 60,000 pieces a day.
When we receive the raw skins, we are going to grade the skins by size. After that, we are going to trim. We want to make the skin to be shaped from the starting stage itself. From there, we will take the skin to the process so that the bacteria will put some chemicals to avoid the bacteria so the skins will not spoil.
One cannot overemphasize the value this industry adds to the economy, and it is worrisome that this once highly prosperous industry will be allowed to decay.
Well, you can see how many people you employ here. Before, some people here is not more than 200 people are working in this place. Now.
Hello, great to have you join us on Newsline. I am Jennifer Igwe. The late Kofi Annan, former Secretary General of the United Nations, emphasized that to educate girls is to reduce poverty. Good point from a man whose wealth of experience and knowledge impacted the world in his era and even now. Other experts have agreed that when girls are educated, nations become stronger and more prosperous. But is the girl child today enjoying equal rights and opportunities like the boy child? What is their role in nation building? Our correspondent will examine this. Then Lagos, the mega city that never sleeps, is like a complicated but interesting puzzle. It is home to all, including the good, bad, and intriguing. But how unique is Lagos? What makes it so? Stay on the line for answers. Away from Lagos, shelter belts are rows of trees and plantations that also serve as windbreakers. They provide diverse ecological and social benefits. Arugungu, noted for its fishing festival, has these zones with impact worth highlighting, and a correspondent is set to tell us about the other side of Arugungu shelter belts. As usual, we're loaded with interesting stories. But for now, the news, and Claire Adelabu Abdurazak is set for it in Abuja. Hello, Claire. Over to you.
Jennifer, thank you. Hello, good evening and welcome. We have continued to receive the outcome of APC congresses across the country. In this report, our correspondent Salwa Khalil Ibrahim compiled some of them.
Results from APC state congresses shows that in Katsina State, Sani Aliyu Ahmad has emerged new APC chairman. The new executive members of the party emerged through consensus as the party's congress held at Muhammad Dukku Stadium, as reported by Dauda Muhammad. From Yola comes a report that delegates for the election without any hitch were 1,323 delegates elected 36 officials, and the APC in Kogi State has returned unopposed the incumbent state executive officers of the party. The three zonal chairmen of the party were, however, dropped during the rank-off-free exercise. And in Jigawa State, Awal Muhammad Kazauri reports that Aminu Sani Gumel has emerged as the new state APC chairman in a consensus method adopted by members of the party. From Nasarawa State, Aliyu Tijani Muhammad reports that most of the state caretaker working committee members have been returned to run the affairs of the party in the state. Meanwhile, Bauchi State Chapter of the All Progressives Congress has conducted a state congress through consensus by way of allocating all the state offices among all the 20 local government areas of the state. Chairman of the State Congress Committee, Jibrin Sam, announced that local government stakeholders are to submit names of persons of their choice to occupy the position, as reported by Awal Abdullahi. And Shehu Muhammad Datti from Sokoto State report that APC elected its state executives peacefully through consensus at the Congress Hall of the party secretariat. The Congress was conducted under the supervision of officials from the party's National Secretariat and the Independent National Electoral Commission.
In this case, there is no victor and there is no conqueror. All of us have won.
As leaders of the party, we shall partner, we shall synergize with our elected representatives to make sure that the policies of APC as enshrined in the APC Constitution are implemented right to the grassroots.
Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
And in Kebbi State, former acting caretaker chairman of the APC, Abubakar Mohammed Kana, and 35 other executive members of the party are elected through consensus. Our correspondent Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports that the exercise was conducted smoothly.
The national body of the party approved consensus in electing new leaders as confirmed by the chairman monitoring committee, Dr. Osita Ukechukwu, during the affirmation of the new party state executives in Kebbi State. Abubakar Muhammad Kana, the new state chairman of the party, and 35 other members were affirmed by the delegates and other party members at Haliru Abdu Stadium, Birnin Kebbi.
The party executive, please, we're handing over to you to protect the interests of the APC. Congratulations.
Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu and the Minister of Justice Abubakar Malemi, SAN, graced the occasion.
Electoral processes are not without rancor, are not without bad feeling. So I, whom you have bestowed the leadership of the state, and as the party leader in the state, I apologize to anybody who feels wronged.
The overall conduct of the exercise was smooth, as the APC members joyfully celebrated their new leaders that will run the affairs of the party in Kebbi State in the coming 4 years. Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
And we have more compilation of the APC congresses across the country, but this time from the south.
Colonel David Imuse has emerged state chairman of the All Progressives Congress in Edo State. Block N90 reports that the relatively peaceful exercise was monitored by the Alhaji Tijani Labaran Edo State APC State Congress Committee.
Accommodate ourselves and put the party first before any personal interest. A team that is ready, willing, and fully prepared to play the role of credible opposition.
I decided to put my interests aside and embrace the decision of the state caucus.
I will do extremely well in the new job that they've given to me.
We are going to unite strongly to take Edo State to the next level. We have given them the confidence they need, and the party leaders have done that.
James Okpara Okocha reports that two factional state chairmen have emerged in the just concluded All Progressives Congress held in Enugu State. They are Ugochukwu Agbala and Adolphus Chidubem. Prince Sunday Fagbemi from Kwara South Senatorial District emerged as chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC in Kwara State. Raliat Ibrahim, however, reports that a faction of the APC also held a parallel congress, which saw Bashir Omolaja Bolarinwa emerge as a consensus candidate. Meanwhile, the chairman, All Progressives Congress caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, Governor May Malabuni, has urged members of the party to keep being peaceful and disciplined in their conduct. Two congresses were held simultaneously at two different locations, which produced the two chairmen.
Najato Tijani there with a compilation of the APC congresses from the south. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, also conducted congresses in some states. Our correspondent Emmanuel Ayimiro compiled the report.
In Oyo State, Ayomiku Ajibola, who monitored the People's Democratic Party Congress, reports that the state witnessed parallel Congress with some pockets of skirmishes.
Appreciates the delegates from across the 33 local governments of the state for their peaceful conduct.
PDP belongs to all of us. They must come back and get integrated into the fold.
Similarly, in Lagos State, Iyabo Wale reports that the PDP Congress has been declared inconclusive after gunshots at the Congress.
We must do everything humanly possible to put our house together.
I'm going to report exactly what happened to the headquarters of the party in Abuja and what next is left to them.
The most sensible thing will be to postpone it till the end of the National Convention.
In Ebonyi State, the People's Democratic Party Congress saw the emergence of Tochukwu Okorie as chairman of the party to defeat Silas Onu.
Opportunity for me to thank everybody, the entire membership of the People's Democratic Party in the state.
This is not an election. There is no accreditation. You don't do accreditation by saying somebody should come out and then the crowd will stand behind him and he identified them. There is a list. Everybody should come with his identification card.
For once there is an election, there are bound to be different interests.
And all the aggrieved party members should also be approached for reconciliation.
Also in Kebbi State, about 2,000 delegates participated in the Congress.
The success is ours collectively, and we shall work together.
People are being allowed to choose the leaders they want, and that is the essence of PDP.
In Kwara State, Abdulwahid Bibire reports that the former Speaker, House of Assembly of the state, Babatunde Mohammed, has been elected unopposed as the state chairman of the PDP.
If elected today, cannot do it alone. We need your support, we need your cooperation.
This demonstrates a new beginning
of democracy in Nigeria.
Consensus agreement can only work when you have unity and you have sacrifice and commitment.
Similarly, in Adamawa State, Barrister Tahir Shehu has emerged winner of the PDP State Congress. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
All right, away from party matters now to other stories. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, says Nigerians should expect to see more in the federal government's fight against corruption. Ibrahim Dan Hamidu reports that the senior advocate who visited the NTA Kebbi also revealed that over 1,400 criminal convictions associated with high-profile corruption cases have been secured by the federal government.
Fight against corruption is one out of the 3 key campaign promises the President of Nigeria made to Nigerians in 2015, and that got him the mandate as Nigeria's president.
As at 2015, when this government came into office, only 103 convictions were recorded. But as at today, even before the 2021 runs out, we have recorded over 1,400 criminal convictions associated with high-profile corruption cases.
On the Nigerian Television Authority, as an emerging media giant, Abubakar Malami has this to say.
In respect of all issues of development, you always desire for more development, more progress, and I wish you more in terms of doubling efforts for the purpose of propagating the programs of the federal government.
The Attorney General of the Federation stated that government will do everything within the law to sustain the tempo so that more high-level corruption cases are won. Ibrahim Hamidu, NTA News.
And the Nigerian Air Force, NAF, has condemned what it calls fake news reports circulating on some media platforms, alleging that it paid a sum of 20 million naira to armed bandits operating in Jibia local government area of Katsina State in exchange for an anti-aircraft guns allegedly seized. In a statement refuting the claims made in the Washington Post and Summit Post News, NAF says there is no basis to engage with bandits or criminals in such a manner, calling the reports untrue and an attempt at casting doubt on its good name. This latest false report could be a part of a campaign to perpetuate insecurity in Nigeria by elements who see the NAF as a threat following series of successful exploits in operations against criminal gangs. While reaffirming its commitment to defending the nation's territorial integrity, NAF therefore calls on citizens to keep cooperating with security forces and disregard the news as fake. And people of Zamfara State have continued to express happiness over the recent release of the Emir of Bungudu, Hassan Atairu, who was in captivity for more than 30 days. Jamilu Ibrahim reports that residents of the emirate are particularly happy as they anxiously look forward to receiving the monarch back home.
The Emir of Bungudu in Zamfara State, Alhaji Hassan Attahir, was kidnapped along Kaduna-Abuja highway alongside some other travelers on 14 September 2021. The unfortunate incident had thrown people of Bungudu Emirate and Zamfara State as a whole in a serious state of mourning, as the first-class Emir stayed in captivity for 32 days before he eventually regained freedom.
Since when we had the information that he's out, we rejoice with all the relations, friends, and well-wishers. And we are still in happiness, over happiness.
A cross-section of people in Bungudu Emirate who spoke with NTA News expressed gratitude to the Almighty Allah and all those who facilitated the safe release of the monarch.
It's a happy day, and we are grateful to all our religious leaders who have been praying since the time this has happened. And we equally thank our Almighty Allah for answering our prayers.
And it is our prayer that his release will bring in a new beginning in his rulership as an emir. We pray that God will give him longevity, wisdom to continue to rule this emirate.
Though the emir was said to have been released safely, the Emirate Council has confirmed that he is currently undergoing medical checkup before he is eventually reunited with his subjects. From the MS Palace Bungudu in Zamfara State, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Now, texts of the holy books say, "Teach your children the righteous way, and they will not depart from it. Hence, they are grown up." Now, that was the thrust of the charges from dignitaries to parents as female students from across the FCT converge to recite verses from the Holy Quran to close a 3-day Quran recitation competition held at the National Mosque here in Abuja. Ilyasu Unoto was there.
An ambience in reverence of her display of dexterity in the knowledge of the Holy Quran, which she had exhibited in the last couple of days before judges, scholars, and clerics to earn her the pride of place as the overall best reciter in this competition.
First of all, I'm very grateful to Allah and to my parents and then to my teachers for helping me to be able to recite very well.
Halimatu Sadiya Abubakar competed for 3 days running with a host of other female students from across the FCT to exhibit her understanding of the divine gift of knowledge to mankind from Allah.
Let me also congratulate the other participants who compete, but they did not come first. But to me, they are all winners.
I advise the parents to support their children to learn the Quran.
A handful of women, in the eyes of the organizers, have over time made immense contributions to the growth and development of Islam and therefore are deserving of this award of recognition.
We hope and pray that Allah will continue to give us the good health, the wisdom, and the strength as we touch life positively.
Halima goes home with a host of gifts as star prize to make her eligible to represent the territory in the forthcoming Rabi'a Quran competition in Adamawa State later this year, while other range of rewards went to her co-competitors in the various categories. Ilyasu Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Fantastic. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari joins the academia in celebrating with renowned geographer, scholar, administrator, and consultant Professor Akinao Oladipo Mabugunje on his 90th birthday. The president notes with commendation Professor Mabugunje's significant contributions in the economic development of the country and praise God to grant more strength and courage to the professor to keep inspiring the younger generation. President Buhari also salutes the many decades of commitment to scholarship of the Vice-Chancellor of Fountain University Osogbo, Osun State, Professor Amidu Olalikon Sani, as he celebrates his birthday. The President wishes the 1980 first-class graduate from the University of Ibadan long life in good health. In the same vein, President Buhari felicitates with Governor Okozie Ikpeazu of Abia State on his 57th birthday anniversary on Monday, October 18th, 2021. The president joins the entire Ikpeazu family, friends and associates in praying for good health and long life for the governor as he continues to steer God's own state on the path of sustainable development. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has arrested 663 suspected drug traffickers at drug joints across the country. Now, among the suspects arrested are a fake police officer, a fake soldier, as well as a youth corps member. The raid uncovered assorted illicit drugs weighing over 153,256.876 kilograms. The substances include cocaine, heroin, tramadol, rofinol, and cannabis sativa, among others, and some were destroyed in the past week. An all-inclusive risk communication strategy and improving access to information have proven to be effective in the control of COVID-19 transmission in Nigeria. Now, this was the message of key players to a presentation of Date 4 COVID-19 Africa Challenge, documentation of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, in Abuja. Olusheye Adebu has the report.
Over 18 months since the emergence of COVID-19, governments of countries across the world have had to make tough decisions to sustain response to the pandemic. And in Nigeria, the federal government have continued to institute measures to ensure a balance between preserving lives and livelihoods while addressing the socio-economic disruptions caused by the outbreak. Data for COVID-19 Africa Challenge is a project of the NCDC and its partners to provide scientific evidence to aid public health action, level of compliance of Nigerians to government directives.
But we will continue to engage with over the next few weeks and years that will enable us and decision makers at different levels to think about the data, use the data, and bring it into the decision making.
We want to present to policymakers and all other stakeholders findings from the Data for COVID-19 Africa Challenge Nigerian project and to communicate these findings in a way that everyone understands.
The Nigeria's National Public Health Institute, NCDC, says it will also utilize the recommendations from the project to strengthen health security for the future. In Abuja, Olusheye Diagbo, NTA News.
Nigeria and 149 other countries under the United Nations mark this year's World Food Day with determination to end hunger and malnutrition in their various countries. Our correspondent Musa Baba Ali reports that the 2021 theme, Our Actions Are Our Future, Better Production, Better Nutrition, a Better Environment and a Better Life, calls for the attention of all.
There is a popular saying that one will not know the value of food until he is hungry. Now, there are about 800 million people around the world who are facing food crisis as a result of conflict, environmental challenges including drought and flood.
The economic impacts of COVID-19 have made the bad situation even worse. The pandemic has left an additional 140 million people unable to access the food they need.
The United Nations, therefore, set aside the 16th of October for all the member countries to examine the impacts of their actions and inactions as it affects food production, demand and supply.
This World Food Day calls on us to walk the talk and take the action. As producers, distributors, or consumers, we each have the power to make the positive impact on the transformation.
Nigeria is among countries with people facing food crisis as a result of displacement over conflict and banditry in rural farming communities. While the government is resettling the IDPs in their ancestral homes, they are also being empowered to go back to land for their normal agricultural activities.
Even we can farm, even in our homes, that we cannot go, maybe we will have to go and look for a land to farm, but we can produce some things close to us in our homes.
The Minister of Agriculture, Mohamed Mahmoud, says the support from government has so far lifted more than 2 million people out of poverty in the last 2 years.
A total of 2,205,576 farmers, including youth and women, were trained and empowered on different agricultural value chains. The exercise is still ongoing. Our ministerial mandate to train and deploy 75,000 agriculture extension workers has reached an advanced stage.
Food prices have been going up due to artificial.
President Muhammadu Buhari directed the Ministry of Agriculture and other agencies to address rising costs of food items attributed to activities of middlemen. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And the federal government has launched an emergency intervention to fight the ravaging Quella birds and other transporter pests in northwestern part of the country. Again, we join Musa Baba Aliyu for the details.
Cases of farms infestation by Quella birds and other transporter pests, including locusts, in some farming communities in northern part of the country. The most affected states are Kano, Jigawa, Katsina, and Kebbi. The Office of the Chief Veterinary Officer of the Federation said the pests are migrating from neighboring countries during harvest time.
These Quella birds are mostly found in water area where they have this typer grass. So the team of Federal Ministry of Agric, in collaboration with the state government, mostly used to identify these hiding places.
The federal government, through the Federal Ministry of Agriculture, therefore launched an aerial spray to depopulate the birds and pests in the affected areas.
Because no matter how destructive these birds are, they also play a role in the environment, to maintain balance in the environment. So it is to reduce the population of these birds to a manageable proportion that the farmers can collect the yield from their efforts.
We thank the federal government for this gesture. It will go a long way in helping our farmers, he says. The exercise has been completed in Kano and Jigawa, while the aircraft will soon move to Katsina and other states of the Federation. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And the Commission for Refugees, Migrants and Internally Displaced Persons is stepping up its task of improving the welfare of internally displaced persons in parts of the country. Now, the Commission is turning its attention to Benue State to begin distribution of food and non-food items to the IDPs there. Moses Ajawu Ode reports that the exercise will cover one IDP camp and the refugee settlement in 2 local government areas of Benue.
For over 5 years, the Dauru camp has continued to record high volume of internally displaced persons owing to various conflict and crises, which have resulted to loss of lives and properties spread across the length and breadth of Guma local government and other parts of Benue State. This unfortunate incident have continued to draw empathy from well-meaning Nigerians, donor agencies, and the international communities assisting with relief materials. It is in the light of the foregoing that the Commission for Refugees, Migrant and Internally Displaced Persons visited Benue to distribute food and non-food items to displaced persons at the Daudu 1 camp in Guma local government.
No, they get any food to chop unless when I bring this food now we will get chop.
We, the IDP in Camp 1, we are very happy for the federal government finding us worthy to bring us those items.
Titus Modukar, who represented the Federal Commissioner of the Commission, Hajia Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, noted that the Commission is poised towards providing humanitarian services to all people of concern in the country.
And with the support of our President, Muhammad Buhari, to ensure that the country is supported, and to support His Excellency, the Governor of Benue State, in all his effort in finding durable solutions to refugees and IDP in the state.
I have led a UN team to attain the number of IDPs that are displaced so that we can have a good number to plan with.
Development is a positive one. We thank God for this kind of development.
200 households at the internally displaced persons Camp 1 in Daudu and another 200 households at the Ikyogen resettlement in Kwande local government area of the state benefited from the intervention.
All right, time for sports, and the Commonwealth Games is in 2022, but the Queen's baton is already heralding its closeness. Tamara Biwe is with me. Tamara, where is the baton heading to now?
Thank you, Claire. Welcome to Sports Updates. The baton is heading to the Gambia. After 3 days of the Queen's Baton Relay, touring Nigeria and creating awareness for the 2022 Commonwealth Games scheduled for Birmingham, the baton is now set for its next destination, the Gambia. Passing the baton back to the bearer, the Nigeria Olympic Committee President Abu Gomel said accepting the relay baton by Vice President Yemi Oshibanjo shows the Games is accepted by the Nigerian government come 2022.
Nigeria, we have already started training, individual training. The real training will start in November, which is next month. And I believe we'll go, Nigeria has been doing well during the Commonwealth Game, and I believe while in Birmingham we'll do better and we'll make this country proud.
It's such a wonderful experience because I met a lot of new people and very important people. We even went to the High Commissioner's house, so it's a very lovely experience.
Moving to football now, Al Hilal Omdurman held Rivers United to a 1-0 draw in the second qualifying round first leg clash of the CAF Champions League on Sunday. The Sudanese side took the lead 8 minutes to halftime at the Adokia Mersimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt. Rivers United got the equalizer in the second half through an own goal in the second half. Rivers United travel to Sudan for the second leg next Sunday. Staying with football, Nigeria's representatives in the CAF Confederation Cup, Bayelsa United, go into the second leg of the second qualifying round with 3 points advantage after a slim win over CX Sfaxien. Bayelsa United, Nigeria National League side, defeated CX Sfaxien of Tunisia 1-0 at the Samson Siasia Stadium in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Bayelsa United will have to score more goals in Tunisia to stand a better chance of qualifying for the next round. Now to the National Youth Games. Delta State maintained top position on the medal table of the ongoing 6th National Youth Games in Ilorin, Kwara State. Delta State lead with 20 gold, 1 silver and 6 bronze medals, totaling 27. Neighbors, Edo State trail with 6 gold, 3 silver and 3 bronze medals. The Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, sit third, having 5 gold, 6 silver and 7 bronze medals. Bayelsa and Ondo states complete the top 5. And that's Sports Update. Claire, back to you.
All right, and President Buhari has extended heartfelt condolences to the family of the late Muslim scholar Sheikh Abubakar Mahmoud Gumi over the death of his widow and matriarch of the family, Aminatu Bintu Gumi. In a message to the family in Kaduna, delivered by the Minister of Agriculture and Rural Development, Dr. Mahmoud Mohammed, President Buhari recalls the late Aminatu's simplicity and warmth and described her demise as indeed very touching. The President prayed to Allah to grant the children and stepchildren of the departed strength and fortitude to bear the loss. And that ends the news from our Abuja studio. Jennifer Igwe will be right back after the commercials, but we urge you to join us, the NTA, connect with us in the fight against rape and rapists. That way you too can be a star.
Will this penalty be the decider? It's going through the player's mind here. You could cut the tension with a knife. Is there one more twist in this long, rocky road to the final? And here's the kick, and he scores! They've taken the win, they're through.
Don't worry, my boy. There's always the next time.
It's into Ikalo from the wing.
Join the winning team and stream every match with Glow special data plans. For everything Glow, dial *777#. Great supporters of football. Glow.
The federal government, through NPHCDA, commenced Phase 2 vaccination of all persons 18 years and above with safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines approved by WHO and certified by NAFDAC. Special arrangement has been made for staff, their dependents and retirees of ministries, departments and agencies of government, private corporate organizations and non-governmental organizations. To benefit from this special arrangement, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng/corporate vaccination/ to obtain, fill and submit the Google form. NPHCDA will contact you within 48 hours. Protect yourself, your family and your workplace against COVID-19. COVID-19 vaccines are free, safe and effective. For further inquiries, call 0700-220-1122 or send a mail to covid19.vaccination@nphcda.gov.ng. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
Hey there! What's on your bucket list? Would you like to travel the world, live your best life? What if I told you you could blow right this minute and do everything on that list? Airtel is saying thank you to all loyal customers. You stand a chance to win up to 100 million naira with guaranteed cash tokens in the Airtel Recharge and Blow promo. How awesome is that? All you have to do is recharge to win. For more information, dial *444*4# to enter for the draw. Everyone's a winner, so hurry now. The more you recharge, the more you win.
Airtel, the smartphone network. The pride of university education in Nigeria, Abuja, wishes to inform students who have just written their NECO and WASC examinations that admission to 2021-2022 academic session is still open and ongoing. Undergraduate and postgraduate programs are available in the colleges of engineering, law, medicine and health sciences, social and management sciences. Application form may be downloaded online or obtained at Afed Babalola University, Adwekiti, Emmanuel Chambers, Abuja, Lagos, Ibadan, Port Harcourt, and Montessori International School, Warri. Applicants are to access admissions.abua.edu.ng and follow the step-by-step guide to process and write the post-UTME test. Please visit www.abua.edu.ng or call 081-2777-2121 or 090-1157-4312. Abua, a vision in action.
What if you stumble into an opportunity at your own convenience? What if you stumble into a friendly stranger and all you had to do is wave? What if you unlock the opportunity of a lifetime with this new acquaintance in a branded shirt? What if all you have to do is your favorite things in your favorite places? Shopping at the mall, having a weekend getaway, or going to the movies. Your future is right outside your door. We are closer than you think.
For another day, another chance to change my story. I believe in my hustle. I know be lazy person, but life is just a knock big basketballs. If it don't close, I go find another. If I fall down, I go try to recover. If it ever walk me, I know they bother. Cause I believe, say, I go surely prosper. They don't get that shit, won't be. No matter what they say, we move.
Whatever life brings, we move. Turn up your dreams. MTN, everywhere you go.
The Intra-African Trade Fair, IATF, is a key event that provides an unrivaled platform for African buyers and sellers to meet and explore business opportunities from the African continent and beyond. This year, Nigeria will again take part in the Intra-Africa Trade Fair in Durban, South Africa, from the 15th to the 21st of November 2021. This event invites Nigerian businesses to participate and showcase the best of our manufacturing talents, whether in the production of goods, cosmetics, fashion, agriculture, or digital technology. Grab the perfect opportunity to make valuable connections that will take your business to the next level. Register now to participate and showcase the best products Nigeria has to offer. Log on to www.nepc.gov.ng and let's showcase the best of Nigeria at this year's IATF event in Durban, South Africa, from the 15th to 21st November 2021. Africa is talking business. Be part of it.
Welcome back. What comes to your mind when you see young girls on the streets engaged in business activities, even when they're supposed to be in school? Annie Daniels came across some of these girls in Lagos, and their ambitions kept her wondering if they can ever be accomplished in such situations.
You know, it seems as if we are downgraded
Is it as if we are not important? Is it as if we don't have a say in the society? That was a counselor buttressing the innate ability in every child. There must be a reason for this explanation.
You still give that respect to male child, for a male, a female, male, or a man. Doesn't mean that you should be timid because he's a man. I should not compete. Stand up and compete, but do not rub shoulders.
With COVID came a lot of things. Innovation, digital learning, and so on and so forth. Use of internet. A girl child should be able to match with a boy in the society to produce what it entails, what it will take to be meaningful, to be useful to the society. Because the society is moving.
Just like some culture that are like so keen about the male child. And most times when they have maybe female children, they tend to not be happy, they tend to discriminate on them, but that shouldn't be the issue.
There are students with tall dreams, but have fears and doubts.
My passion is to be a medical doctor in future.
At first, I wanted to become a petroleum engineer, but I heard that female petroleum engineers don't succeed.
All hope is not lost, though, especially with talks and encouragements from experts.
If I have a way to go back to petroleum engineer, I can go back.
I feel it's possible for me to be the first female president of Nigeria.
The story might, however, not be the same for these girls who, even if not in school, also have beautiful dreams and career choices.
In the morning, if I'm going to school, I'll see them. Every time I always see them. I'm coming in the afternoon, I always see them. They always sell fishes and crayfishes, fry fish.
Even the one who graduate from secondary school, they will still end up of selling fish. And even they get them work, at the end of the day, they will drop and go and sell fish.
My respondents all agree that the growth of a nation is not determined by gender, but in the accordance of equal opportunity to whoever has something positive to present on the table, be it a boy or girl child.
We are not only training these girls for certificates alone, we are training them for empowerment. What can they do beyond these certificates? Are you getting it? Skills. We are talking of skills.
We need to empower the girl child. It is very important. Now, Oluwaseyi Abolaje is a graduate of English Language and Philosophy from Stanford University, California. He returned to Nigeria in 2012 to participate in the mandatory NYSC program in Ogun State. During the service, he tapped into knowledge offered by the NYSC Skills Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program, and thereafter established a beverage production company. Yemi Dalemo tells us more about the young entrepreneur's success story.
One of the priorities young Oluwaseyi had in mind to achieve during his service year in Ogun State in 2012 was to acquire some entrepreneurial skills for self-sufficiency, and so he was diligent and committed to taking advantage of the NYSC Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program, which offers core members the opportunity of acquiring practical knowledge and capacity in productive ventures. And after completion of the program, he decided to set up his own business in beverage production.
I went into each training session with a mission. I needed to learn something new. I needed to learn something that could help me potentially when I'm done with camp and the business that we had going on at that time. At that time, we were just producing fresh and selling. So we were more traders than manufacturers at that point. By the time we finished camp, I got back to the company or the small business at that point in time. We started now experimenting with different preservatives, different blends.
Moving on, Seyi later co-founded a fruit juice company with his elder brother Shehu and built a strong, dynamic and ambitious team for the company, employing over 15 young Nigerians who are 70% females as workers.
I've been able to be exposed to more than my feed. So I've gained a lot personally, and by the result of God, if I have my own company in the nearest future, I'll be able to manage it.
If you are working with Wilson's and you work to a certain, maybe 6 to 1 year, there are provisions for support of school fees. So Wilson's has really imparted me, my career, my family at large.
Here too, we used to have a quarterly meeting to talk about ourselves, how you can be of help to the society, and how you can set your own personal goal.
A young entrepreneur who was also a former American football player talks more about the composition of his beverage industry, which he says is non-chemical.
Since lemonade, made with real fruits, real lemons and limes, some cane sugar, a dash of cane sugar, and purified water. It has real lemons and limes.
Sheyi says he's grateful to NYSC for this lifetime opportunity and wants young unemployed Nigerians to take advantage of numerous job creation schemes by the federal government in becoming self-reliant.
For anybody going into camp, going there hungry, like demand value from that camp, not comfort, but something, one or two things, relationships, skills that can help you in the future.
Quite inspiring. Well done, Sheyi. Sometimes you will wonder why some students just decide to abscond from their learning environment where they're expected to acquire skills that will make them better beings. Well, a viral video emanating from Ms. Baudin Al-Islamia Arabic School, Ganon, Kwara State, just gave an insight. Sit back and listen to Abdul Wahid Baby Ray's account on how some students, including a female teenager of the school, were tortured publicly for allegedly violating the school's rules and regulations.
Misbauddin Al-Islami Arabic School, Gomo, was established in 1967 by a group of Islamic scholars to serve as a center for teaching and imparting knowledge on pupils about the dictates of Islamic religion. Presently, there are up to 950 students, both at junior and senior levels in the school. A video clip showing a group of students torturing their colleagues on instruction of their teacher went viral, generating mixed reaction.
What happened has happened, and Kwara State government has taken step on it.
The reason why I was in support was that she was the only girl that follows them to the hotel. Being a punishment she deserves. There's no alternative. There's nothing I can do than to accept. Parents have to cancel their children going to school or going to Arabic school, not to be doing bad things.
But those that spoke to NTA described the act as barbaric.
What the man did was very wrong and dehumanizing.
The beating is not the solution. That's not how to handle children.
Commissioner of Education in Kwara State, Sahadat Modibo Kawu, spoke on the position of government on the matter.
There are better ways to discipline a child than having 4 or 5 hands over the male child beating the girl in question, and even other boys as well. So what we did immediately was to inform them that the position of the government is that the principal be allowed to step aside.
She further highlighted plans by her ministry to regulate and ensure check and balances in education centers across the state.
As a ministry, would have to engage with the management of those schools. Then also we need to organize trainings and sensitization for our teachers and even the proprietors of these different madrasas.
Their submission of the respondents is for more sensitization on the dangers of corporal punishment.
No excuse for torture and violation of human rights. No excuse at all. In environmental parlance, shelter belts are meant to serve against the ferocious winds identified with frontline states in Nigeria bordering the Sahara Desert. However, to some communities in Arugungu, Kebbi State, shelter belts are a means to promote social and economic lives in so many ways, as confirmed by Abubakar. He takes it from here.
Strategically located along the ever-busy Arugungu-Ambul-Sabrenin Kebbi Road,
are some shelter belts a first visitor to that part of Nigeria must catch a glimpse of. One of such is named Gotomo by the host community, a 1.5 kilometer long and 8 meters wide stretch of trees carefully arranged to serve as windbreakers to the environment. The second is another shelter belt, also spectacularly located along the road, named after Tungal Marina, a farming community along the road. As it is right now, this man-made phenomenon are presently meeting up with the social and economic ones of the host community in so many ways. It is a common sight to see some members of the communities resting or engaging in one form of social or economic activity in their own respective ways. The question a first-time visitor cannot help asking is how such a beautiful sight come to be.
The trees were planted during the Sardona of Sokoto era. He directed that trees should be planted in the area, so we remain grateful to him. The shelter belts are the handwork of our grandparents. They planted the trees on the instructions of the Sardona. We are enjoying them. The trees you see behind me are very historic, as they are the relics of colonial masters. I'm telling you, I'm now 56 years old, but that I grew up to see them here. Houses we built in this area, we found the shelter belts very helpful because it gives them adequate protection against the ferocious winds. In addition, the decomposing leaves serve as manure for use in our farms.
How do they individually and as a group intend to protect and preserve such a site for the use of the upcoming generation?
We protect the shelter belts. We don't allow anyone to cut down even one tree in the area. We guard them like we guard our farms.
When next you have any trip to make to Argungu in Kebbi State, make catching a glimpse of the shelter belts at Gotomo, Dabiri and Tungar Marina part of your plans.
I must say that Argungu, that you have a natural legacy for the environment. To think that they planted most of the trees way back and they had shelter belts by their fathers. Even the man who talked earlier on was 56 years old, and he said his grandparents planted those trees. I mean, that's really something encouraging. We must imbibe that culture. Time for a break now.
Mr. Kaku like to Kaku. Every day must do Kaku. Yeah. If you want me, go Kaku. If you want to me, go Kaku. Every time he like to reason. Even free things he go bad easy. Chloe is there for you in every season. You don't have to over easy.
You don't have to be a Mr. Kaku when it comes to data. Get a Glow MiFi for 12,000 Naira and get up to 60 gigabytes data free.
Against all odds, the Fifth Senate under Senator Kent Nnamani's leadership preserved our sovereignty and stood by the Nigerian people.
Protecting legislative due process.
A book, Standing Strong, by Senator Kent Nnamani, chronicles an undiluted account of the botched third-term bid, the plots, the intrigues, the scheming, the debate, the vote, and the gavel.
Standing strong is very central to our requirement for institutional integrity and national consciousness.
The book, Standing Strong, Legislative Reforms, Third Term and Other Issues of the Fifth Senate, will be publicly presented on the 21st of October, 2021 at the Africa Hall, International Conference Center, Abuja. Time, 11 a.m. prompt. Special guest of honor, President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR. Chairman of the occasion, Retired General T.Y. Danjuma, GCON. Chief host, the Governor of Yobe State. Chairman, APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Committee, His Excellency Maimala Buni. Co-host, Governor of Imo State, His Excellency, Senator Hope Uzodinma. Book unveiling, Honorable Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, CON. Book reviewer, Professor Adebayo Williams. Chief presenter, Sir Dr. Emeka Ofo. For reservations and inquiries, call 0803-933-2373 and 0813-936-9777. Right Honorable SMA Eibo, Chairman, Planning Committee, Announcer.
Babe? Hey!
Hi.
It's hard to live when you are all alone.
Hi. So my card isn't working. Hello?
All I hear with the
Good morning. I'm pretty sorry I'm late. Where are you guys going? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Can you see me?
Get an Airtel Home Broadband and enjoy life as it should be.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
No problem, Ma. We will deliver the fabrics by tomorrow.
Mommy, have you seen my other shoes?
Check under your bed.
Thank you, Mommy.
As a business owner and a mom, sometimes I feel like I've got 1,000,001 things to do.
Mommy, what another word for bar?
Strength.
Thank you, Mommy.
The new Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles makes cooking one less thing to worry about. Tasty and delicious jollof noodles just the way I like it.
Something smells delicious. Do I smell jollof? Noodles? But I thought I smelled jollof.
This is not just any type of noodles. This is the new Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles.
The color is just like jollof. And the jollof tastes delicious.
Mommy, more, please.
Relax.
New Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles. Delicious noodles the Jollof way.
I realized very young that I was different. My parents tried to enroll me in school.
And the headmaster said, I don't want a child that will come and scare away other children. Madam, take your child home. I wept like I had never wept that day. NTN came in at a point when I was at my lowest. I got a call.
And it turned the story around.
They had found a hospital in South Africa. They had found a doctor. Till date, Great has undergone 17 surgeries, and MTN has not turned their back on Great since then.
Now that I'm graduating, I feel very excited. I'm ready for the challenges life has to push towards me.
You call someone great, and then you expect that he has to go through something so that that name will be real.
I'm bold, I'm confident, you can also do it.
Ike, you are jogging? Since when?
New Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go.
Ike is so lively these days.
Since when?
Ike, your presentation is in 30 minutes. This is Ike's third meeting. He has been giving presentations non-stop.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday.
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you too, since when?
The New Freshio, nutritious goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
What's your beautiful? My essence and my energy.
My natural glow and my confidence.
My freshness and fierceness.
My beautiful is being me.
Review your beautiful this beauty month with amazing discounts of up to 33% off select Nivea products in participating stores near you. Nivea, be you, be beautiful.
Welcome back. Our next story is on a royal father. He is the custodian of the Berom tradition, known to be passionate and committed to peace and peaceful coexistence of not only his people, but all citizens of Plateau and indeed Nigeria. In this particular occasion, he turned 70, and to demonstrate their loyalty and support, the people came out in their numbers to celebrate with the Gwom Da Jacob Giang Buba. Caleb Goshen reports that the Director General of the NTA, Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, was honored with a traditional title for his contribution to the development of Plateau State.
Their attendance is devoid of any boundaries as guests from across religious, cultural, and tribal divides flooded the palace. The palace, however, is not the starting point for the celebrations, as the royal family, in recognition of the place of God in the journey, started with a special Thanksgiving service at the church the previous day.
Accept our thanksgiving. Open the windows of heaven and pour them blessings.
Back to the palace, the mood is ecstatic as guests are treated to some rich cultural displays of the people. As it is with most birthdays, a royal cake was handy.
Lord God completed his work of creation. What does that mean? Rest!
Governor Simon Lalong led other guests to congratulate the Bongom for attaining the age 70 and commended his outstanding role in ensuring that peace reigns in the state.
When I became governor, you said the line. You guided me to restore peace in Plateau State. And I thank God that you are alive. You are still doing it.
That we will continue to respect your leadership. We will continue to come close to you to tap from your wealth of experience.
This gathering is an attestation to the fact that His Majesty is indeed beloved and is being acknowledged by the great work of bridge building that he has done not only in this state but across the nation.
The celebrant, typical of him, spoke on nothing but a call on everyone to embrace peace.
All those who believe in God Almighty to step back and assess yourself. Because nobody is going to restore peace on the plateau or in Nigeria unless we ourselves desire peace.
The Director General of the NTA, Malam Yakubu Ibn Mohammed, whom the celebrant spoke of glowingly, was honored with the traditional title of Tafidan Jos.
This day is very momentous in my life because of my uncommon connection to Jos in particular and Plateau State at large. I was born here in Jos, so also are all my siblings. We were all born and brought up here in Jos. So for us, Jos is home. And this recognition accorded to me by His Majesty, the Bongom Jos, is a further manifestation, right, of my place in the ecosystem of Plateau State in general and Jos in particular.
Congratulations to the Royal Highness and our own inspiring Director General. Now, are you a football fan who has dreamt of coaching under star players like John Terry and Roberto Carlos, or watching a live Premier League game? Dream no further, because your opportunity is here. Thanks to premium lager beer Budweiser, king of beers, Adiola Komi Akere completes the report.
Oh yes, Budweiser, the premium beer of many firsts, is ready to give back to loyal consumers. It is creating a highly impactful campaign for its star match, the first of its kind, which will involve two great defenders, John Terry from England and Roberto Carlos from Brazil. Marketing Director, International Breweries AB InBev, Tolulope Adedeji, reels out the modalities for consumers and fans of the round-letter game to be part of the Game of Kings.
All you have to do, buy a bottle of Budweiser, look under your crown cork and text your code to 7827, or go to the Budweiser website, www.budweiser.com/King of Kings, and put your code there. Once you do this, you get the chance to get picked as the manager of Smooth FC or King FC. You get the chance to manage Roberto Carlos and his team and John Terry and his team.
But that is not the whole story. The spotlight will be on star players of the Nigeria Professional Football League who will team up with and learn from either John Terry in the Kings FC or Roberto Carlos in the Smooth FC in the first ever Budweiser football match.
We are very proud because this initiative is to also bring to life our global sponsorship of the La Liga and EPL leagues, and very, very proud to be working also with the NPFL here to put a spotlight on our own local Nigerian footballers.
The main people that we want to shed light on are the two managers, because these are guys that are really not football technical people, but they'll be coming in as part of this campaign through the participation process to act as managers. So at the end of the day, we'll be rewarding them with a trip to the UK to watch a live EPA match.
They are also expected to like and follow the Budweiser page on Instagram, Facebook, and other social media platforms for more details of the game, including dates for the match and draws which will hold fortnightly. According to the organizers, the Novel match will be broadcast live on the network service of the NTA, Super Sports, and other TV channels.
Now to what the hunter saw. Most of life's vital messages are disseminated through diverse means, some in letters, others are communicated in songs, poems, and riddles. The play, What the Hunter Saw, is not just relaying a message of taking responsibilities, but it unravels the ills and enigma of modern society using Professor Wole Soyinka's work as a basis for what the hunter truly saw. Charles Alpha tells us more.
Deep calls to the deep, in the roar of waterfalls. The waves below sweep over me. The cry of the people for a change of ways. Leaders and followers alike. The play, What the Hunter Saw, by the Roger Royal Theatre, depicts conversations of issues of lack of transparency, corruption, injustice, self, and the brutal world where many fail to acknowledge failures. What then did the hunter see?
It is not easy to lead, and that is, the exchange you find in this play, that even as a leader, he has to own up because he realized certain things. So it's not about Tinubu, it's not about Buhari, it's not about whoever there. It's about all of us. And that is what we are talking about. What do you see? And how do you respond to the things you have seen? The change begins with me, the change begins with you.
Metaphor, conveying the sameness of two situations or
Isaac Udochukwu played the part of Professor Wole Soyinka, who has been accused of many things, including his ideology about life. Shigidi, so they are called. The ladies behind the lead character represented the people's mindset, the voice, criticism, and how he used his book to respond to his critics.
If you read my works and you don't understand them, I did not write it for you.
But in the end, he owns up to his responsibilities, accepted his failures and accusations.
What the writer is saying really is not that Soyinka is trying to say that there should be a point where he accepts who he is.
A play there with important Nigeria without mentioning Lagos State? I doubt. This may not be unconnected with the huge commercial activities and influx of people into the city daily. Let me not let the cat out of the bag, because Annie Daniels has lots for us. In this story, she tagged Uniqueness of Lagos.
Lagos, the center of excellence, no doubt, is Africa's commercial hub. To many people, it is a city with lots of opportunities for its residents, no matter the status or level of education. Most industries and business enterprises in Nigeria have their headquarters in Lagos.
When the white men also came, they also saw the opportunities that are banned in the country. So they couldn't leave.
As a couple now, you see several companies that are willing, after your years of service, they are willing to retain you. That's why for now I won't leave Lagos.
What about the very popular National Theatre at Igomu, the third mainland bridge that is the longest one in West Africa? The aquatic culture, the population, the Tafawa Balewa Square. In fact, the list is endless.
They are continuing building, they have not stopped.
For these respondents, Lagos is a microcosm of Nigeria as the city accommodates all the tribes. Little wonder it is called a no-man's land. But is Lagos really a no-man's land?
There are still indigenous people that believe that they are Lagosians, that the place belongs to them. So it's not a no-man's land, but it is a place that you can come, reside, establish yourself, and build a house and build a career and live in Lagos and all that.
The uniqueness of Lagos, according to these respondents, will not be complete without mentioning the religious and social lifestyle of Lagosians. Again, I asked, what does this mean to Nigerians?
There's strength in numbers. We come together. We fit take only one stick of broom sweep. No. But if broom plenty, ground go clean. So I think we're all, it will be made a very sweet journey for everybody to achieve their goals if we all come together and have one vision.
It is upbringing, the cultural upbringing that determines an adult of tomorrow. If you bring up your child in the sense of foreign borrowed culture, without teaching them your culture, without teaching them of living together, of different ethnic groups, definitely they will grow up and become a very bad adult.
All other countries we keep comparing with, they have been there for years, thousands and thousands of years on their own. So we are just about 61, and by the grace of God, we'll get to where we're going as a nation.
What more do I say? Nigeria as a nation is nothing without the people. A people known with different cultures, traditions and tongues, but strive to be an indivisible element. My respondents insist that, as it entails in Lagos, everybody should work together to promote a strong and viral nation.
That is the reason. Guide it with your life. All it needs is attention.
Echo for show. Lagos, the commercial hub, is indeed home to all and fun. And a true Lagosian will always love Lagos. We'll take a break now. We'll be right back.
Ike, you are jogging? Since when?
New Freshio, a good source of vitamins A, B6, B12, D, and zinc that keeps you active and refreshed on the go.
Ike is so lively these days.
Since when?
Ike, your presentation is in 30 minutes. This is Ike's third meeting. He has been giving presentations non-stop.
You're so full of life these days, Ike. Since when?
Hey, it's Friday.
Party tonight?
After this long day of work, and you too, since when?
The new Freshio, nutritious goodness every day. Grab your bottle now.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B all-round protection. It's great value. It protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems, which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
No problem, Ma. We will deliver the fabrics by tomorrow.
Mommy, have you seen my other shoe?
Check under your bed.
Ah, thank you, Mommy.
As a business owner and a mom, sometimes I feel like I've got 1,000,001 things to do.
Mommy, what another word for Pa?
Strength.
Thank you, Mommy.
The new Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles makes cooking one less thing to worry about. Tasty and delicious jollof noodles, just the way I like it.
Something smells delicious. Do I smell jollof? Ah, noodles! But I thought I smelled jollof.
This is not just any type of noodles. This is the new Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles.
The color is just like jollof. And the jollof tastes delicious.
Mommy, more, please.
Relax.
New Tasty Tom Jollof Noodles. Delicious noodles, the jollof way.
For those wondering if the new Schweppes Zobo tastes as good as they say it does, experience tells us. Try it. Find out for yourself. Introducing new Schweppes Zobo, made with over 200 years of experience.
Nivea Black and White deodorant protects me and my favorite outfits. That's why I feel confident and free. With 5-in-1 anti-formula, I stay fresh and protected for 48 hours. And my clothes stay stain-free. Nivea Black and White anti-stain deodorant. Try it. Nivea's 5-in-1 anti-action formula and 48-hour protection is also available for men.
How did I get here? It all started shortly after I graduated from MSTC, the Model Skills Training Center, with a certificate in ICT. I successfully developed a data management program that has been called the software of the future. Thanks to its success, everyone wants it. And as you can see, now everyone wants me. But I'm not alone. The skills training programs at MSTC are equipping young Nigerians to become the next big success story. Whether it's ICT, mechatronics, facility technology, electronics and computer networking, or culinary studies, a certificate at MSTC is the way of the future. And just like me,
there he is.
Everyone will want you to.
ITF, developing the nation's human resource.
Getting GoTV was the best decision James has ever made. See, finding a good place to watch football was never easy, but it was costly. Until one day, James discovered something big. He can finally say, our home, our football.
Get GoTV plus 1 month max subscription for only 6,900 naira. You fit enjoy your Bunga football leagues where day, plus better cup competitions this football season. GoTV, love it.
2021 World Food Day and Nigeria's food value chain in perspective on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Leaders and stakeholders on hand to brainstorm on issues of food security, agricultural development, potentials and matters arising. NTA Tuesday Live, incisive and educative. Join us.
Welcome back. Though the physical body of Professor Victor Uwaifo has gone the way of all mortals, music lovers in Edo State and beyond believe that as a thoroughbred artist, he now owns his immortality with his works and the memories he left in art form. For them, the Joromi Corona lives on. Ijoma Okafo brings us the activities that marked the final rites of the music masterio, which attracted dignitaries from within Edo State and beyond.
If you see mommy water, never you run away.
Professor Victor Waifo many has described as a consummate artist, instrumentalist, sculptor, and everything in between. His journey to eternity began with a night of songs and tributes. A requiem mass was later held in honor of the music icon, where Archbishop of Benin Metropolitan See, Most Reverend Augustine Akubeze, extolled the Christian qualities of Professor Waifo.
We can learn this from him. Never to give up on ourselves and our good dreams.
For the children, remain strong. Know that your father left a lasting legacy.
Here, Edo State government announced the immortalizing of the legend with Edo Creative Hub.
This creative hub, which is going to be commissioned during the second week of November this year, has a multi-million-dollar soundstage for production.
Professor Waifo's nephew, popularly known as Peter the Rock, mounted the stage showing his talent and dexterity in music.
My father is a hard-working man, and he has inspired us, the children.
A man who has imprinted his footprints in the sands of time, who, pioneered a musical genre that has been, mutated by Generation Next.
The funeral climaxed with a Thanksgiving Mass at the Holy Cross Cathedral, Benin, with dignitaries in attendance.
A very famous and creative artist of whom all Nigeria is very proud, particularly the people of Benin.
Sir Victor Waifo died at the age of 80.
Sir Victor Waifo will surely be missed. May he still rest in peace. Time for our last break.
Is back, refreshed and revitalized and ready.
You want spicy, you're getting spicy.
He's in good shape. Harry Kane, not afraid to shoot! Top class from Harry Kane!
Storm's coming, buddy.
There's a right hand by Fury! Here goes Wilder!
This is the moment I live for! I can't breathe!
They are the bee's knees!
It's a particularly a massive day.
An opening day hat-trick for Bruno Fernandes.
Just listen to the roar. In your life have you seen anything like that? Sign up at Showmax.com to get the best live sport and the best entertainment that Showmax Pro has to offer.
That's Newsline for this week. Join us again next week for a fresh edition, same time. Good night and God bless Nigeria.
NTA. You can't beat the rich.
Hello and welcome. It's time for another interesting package of
Everything Music.
Angelina, you dey cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver.
This is Talking Movies.
In times of old, the world was full of wonder.
No.
Stop it! Welcoming you to your weekend for today.
It's time to use our war. Beyond 6 packs.
Bills. Welcome to Gallery.
Me and my paddies. London for what?
London for medicine.
Medicine for what?
Medicine for coffee.
Are you sickness?
To our illness. Welcome to Gist Zone.
All right, my name is the Eselucien Wego One. Ona nyokoko nyonyo.
Wannan labarin ma yana peji na 36.
Ita kuma babban labarin wannan jarida shine ainihin labarin da ke gaban jarida shine ta bayyana cewa
ọkwaji Ikenga eziokwu
nwanne m nwoke
Ikechukwu Ndukwe Igbo mam
iji wee mee ka ụbọchị na-aga n'anya ya
ọjọ́ tuntun léwútẹ́lú nù.
Nation fún ti òwúrọ̀ yìí ibẹ̀ náà ti sọ pé àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ